Hello, once again, wrestling fans. I am the real Bobby Munson, and you have tuned into Ring Respect Radio. Thank you for coming back to the show. And before we get things started, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell for notifications so you know when we release any new content here. And also, if you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Feel free to share it around as well. And make sure to send me any comments in the video down below so that I can respond to those and also maybe give you a Bobby shout out on a future edition of Ring Respect Radio. Also, before we get started today, I want to bring you a little bit of peace and tranquility, as Bobby Fit is all about. Peace, tranquility, strengthening body and mind. And yes, today, my body not feeling very strong. I was feeling a little sore today. Had a little bit of a problem that I was dealing with. Went and got that taken care of. Starting to feel better now, which is great. But again, Bobby Fit also about bettering your mind, soul, and body. So today I want to leave you with this nice quote here, and it is, "Dreams and dedication are a powerful combination," said by William Longgood. So now, let's get on to the world of wrestling, because that's what you come here to enjoy, just like we all do. And Monday Night Raw has just wrapped up for the evening. So what did you guys think of Monday Night Raw tonight? Monday Night Raw, it was okay. I had some highlights, some good points, some things to enjoy, but it also had a few downers and stuff. So let's go into a few of the things that I enjoyed from Raw tonight. The introduction of Baron Corbin as this constable character, the eyes and ears to Stephanie McMahon, kind of, throwing a little bit of a trump card in there against Kurt Angle. Interesting idea. I'd like to see where it goes. Let's give that one a little bit of time. The having him come out and cause Kurt Hawkins' 200th loss to can't remember the young man's name, James Hardy or Dave Hardy or something like that. Anyway, that was quite comical. Had a bit of a laugh at it. It is what it is. It was fun. So. Moving on from there, the B team, despite the battle royal that they were in tonight being a little bit of a dumpster fire, the B team themselves getting the title opportunity. So we are going to get a soon matchup. B team taking on the Deleters of Worlds. So yes, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt going to have to face the B team. Now this could be very interesting. Would love to see where this could develop into and see if we could maybe even go as crazy as bringing something back to the Hardy compound for this feud. Let's let this one build a little bit. I mean, it's done wonders for Matt and Bray. Let's see what the four guys here can do for one another and see if this can really develop into something interesting. I hope so anyway. Seth and Roman at the top of the night there in the tag match with Elias and Jinder Mahal was, it was good enough. It did what it needed to do. Elias picking up the victory for his team. The thing I find funny about this one, I don't know if anybody else noticed, but maybe it's just the timing of when the ref turned and stuff like that. But, we're talking about later in the night, there was the, issue with the 6-woman tag match there. And, Baron Corbin calling it out that, Bayley needed to, be disqualified because she was never in the match. Well, in this one, the referee blatantly sees Elias DDT Seth Rollins onto a chair. No DQ at this point. So, I mean, that might have been what led to the whole Constable Corbin thing a little bit. But, I just felt like maybe the time was a little off. You'd think that any referee who would have seen that would have gone for the DQ finish, but maybe that's why we need this Constable Corbin character. Maybe over time it'll develop into the right thing to, correct those things that we keep catching or something like that, So we'll see where it goes. The one thing I did really enjoy from the show, whether you agree with the finish or not, Kevin Owens and Finn Balor tearing it up. Despite earlier in the night, then Michael Cole, I believe it was, stating that this was the first time that these two were locking up in WWE. That is, if you totally exclude the WWE Network special Beast in the East, where the two of them took on each other one-on-one for the NXT Championship in a ladder match. It was a WWE televised event, not an NXT event, so this would technically be their first time going one-on-one on Monday Night Raw, not so much one-on-one in WWE, so there you are, corrected Michael Cole. How about for some yawn factors here tonight on Monday Night Raw? So a little bit on the downside. I do not care much for the booking of Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey at all. I understand the immediate push to get Ronda Rousey up to the top. At the same time, and that's not really what I'm against. It's just that, you just turned Nia babyface, and then last week you have her playing heelish tactics. This week she comes out kind of heelish, maybe, but then kind of babyface towards the end. And you think this, if you're going to go and try to turn her heel immediately and get her into a program where she's the heel, Ronda's the babyface, then why wouldn't you just have her attack Natalya at the end of this segment? Again, we've had no real animosity between these two, which makes this booking feel weak at the same time. All we've gotten are stare downs. It's a stare down from Ronda with her mean face to Nia. Nia laughing it off like it's no big deal. Next week they're scheduled to be in a face-to-face. Like, ooh, la la, we haven't seen that yet. Give us something a little bit different between these two. Give us a reason to care about this match. Because right now, honestly, despite Ronda Rousey having a name, this is a match that is, destined for being on the pre-show. And I say that only because there isn't really anything here. A lot of the time pre-show matches are built from, having nothing for the particular people but wanting to keep them on the show, so you give them a pre-show match to warm up the crowd kind of thing. And that's kind of what this feels like if it wasn't for the big name of Ronda Rousey involved, which is the only reason this one will make a main card matchup. Otherwise, nobody's invested and nobody really cares. But speaking about nobody caring and nobody being invested, how about the continued yawn fest we got going on between Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley? I mean, good God, can this thing end already? I mean, nobody is invested in this. Much like with Nia and Ronda, there's just nothing there. There's no spark, no interest, nothing good to give us that we care about. Despite the fact that you have a clear heel and babyface in this one, there could be a lot more there, and there just isn't. Bobby Lashley is too smiley and too happy, and Sami feels like he's carrying most of this feud right now. And that's always been my issue with Bobby Lashley, is I don't find him to be a very interesting character or a unique talker of any kind. He stands out because he is a large physical man and he can get shit done in the ring. And, and rightfully so. So, I'm not against Bobby Lashley, don't get me wrong, but there just needs to be something more for him. Somebody needs to put him in the right direction. It seems like the smiley Bobby Lashley that comes out is no better than the Apollo Crews they keep giving us week after week, which there's talent there. There's something there that could be improved upon and turned into superstardom. But they sleep on it because they just not quite sure how to get the job done for some reason. Not that I'm saying I could do a better job, and maybe I'm wrong in all this, and possibly so, but someone's got to kill off this whole coming out and smiling with this big goofy smile. I mean, these guys should be taking stuff seriously. These guys are insulting. They're bringing you down. It is time to get real, get in there, and start fighting. Show them that you're a man. Man up and get the job done. Anyways, enough with WWE, enough with Raw tonight. We'll look forward to SmackDown tomorrow, see what goes down. But speaking a little, last segment for WWE, if anyone heard, The Undertaker making a return to Madison Square Garden for a show on July the 7th. Now, this is going to be the third time that The Undertaker has competed in 2018, which is rare from previous years where he only made WrestleMania appearances. So, quite the season for The Undertaker, but at the same time, not so sure I'm really behind this. I think it's time for this Undertaker thing to come to rest. I love The Undertaker, but the mystique is starting to die off the longer that we keep prolonging his inevitable retirement. We need to have one last go or one last ride. It needed to happen a long time ago, actually, but seeing as we're pushing for it one more time, make this his farewell tour. Tell us this is it. This is your last chance to see The Undertaker. Here's the goddamn special appearances. One last ride at WrestleMania and see him off into the sunset already. Let's get The Undertaker retired and resting up where he belongs. He's given us more than we could ever ask for, and for that we need to let him finally rest. Moving on from WWE, we've got some big things going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I know I haven't talked a lot about New Japan on the show before, but I'm going to start talking about a little bit more about New Japan Pro Wrestling, a little bit more about Ring of Honor Wrestling, and some of the other wrestling shows out there, because you know what, you the fans need to diversify and find out what is available to you out there on the market today. So anyway, going on in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Takahashi has just won the 2018 New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of the Super Juniors, where he defeated Ishimori in the finals there. So this means now that Takahashi is going to go and face the junior heavyweight champion Will Ospreay at Dominion on Saturday. Also on that card are a couple other big matches to talk about. Okada is going to be taking on Kenny Omega once again, this time in a 2 out of 3 falls match, and that one for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That should be a total classic right there. We know how well those two work inside the ring. And last but not least, Naito is going to be defending his IWGP Intercontinental Championship against Y2J Chris Jericho. Yes, it is going to be one hell of a show this Saturday, New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion. But also on this Saturday, folks, you want to tune in over to HIW Canada on our YouTube channel, because then you can follow myself and my colleague Papa Smokes as we call all the action for another edition of Wildside TV. And we are presenting to you the Battle Arts segments right now. So this is a special edition of Wildside TV, part 2 out of 3. And we know part 3 that comes out 1 week later is going to feature that big match between the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and Michael Allen Richard Clark. And yes, you will not be disappointed, folks, so make sure to get over to HIW Canada's YouTube channel and subscribe to their channel. Turn on notifications as well, so you know when we release new editions of Wildside TV, and much new content coming very shortly over there as well. But that is going to wrap it up for me on Ring Respect Radio today. Hope you enjoyed the show once again. If you did, give us a big old thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe and turn on those notifications, because we absolutely love you for it. I have been the real Bobby Munson, and as always, it's time to either get real or get Munson. Bobby out.